A week ago, Australia shocked the world by beating Turkey 2-0 in their World Cup opener. The whole country was buzzing. Talk of the round of 16. A young, fearless Socceroos side that played with nothing to lose. Then they ran into the United States. And reality bit. On Friday morning, Australian time, the Socceroos lost 2-0 to the co-hosts in Seattle. Two first-half goals did the damage. And now Australia's World Cup destiny comes down to one final group game against Paraguay this Friday. Today we're breaking down what happened against the USA, what went wrong, and exactly what Australia needs to do to reach the knockout stage for the second World Cup in a row. Let's talk about the match. The United States, playing in front of a massive home crowd at a sold-out stadium in Seattle, came out firing. They were quicker, stronger, and more confident than Australia. In the opening 45 minutes, Socceroos coach Tony Popovic admitted as much afterward. Their quality is clear. He said, their power is clear, their athleticism is clear. The first goal came in the 11th minute, and it was cruel. A run down the left by USA forward Fuller and Balogun. A centering pass into the box aimed at Ricardo Pepi. And the ball deflected off Australian defender Cameron Burgess. And into the Socceroos' own net. An own goal. The worst way to fall behind. The second came in the 43rd minute, right before halftime. Alex Freeman at 21, the youngest player on the US team. And the son of former NFL Super Bowl champion Antonio Freeman. Headed in a deflected shot from a set piece for his first ever World Cup goal. 2-0 to the United States. And that was effectively the game. To Australia's credit, the second half was much better. The Socceroos improved significantly, controlled more of the ball, and created chances. But the US defended their lead comfortably and saw the game out. 2-0 the final score. So what does this mean for Australia's World Cup campaign? Here's the situation in Group D. The United States now sit top of the group with 6 points from 2 wins. Australia have 3 points from their win over Turkey. Turkey and Paraguay are both still searching for their first points of the tournament. Australia's final group game is against Paraguay this Friday, June 26, at noon Australian time, at the San Francisco Bay Area Stadium. And the equation is beautifully simple. A win or a draw against Paraguay, and Australia almost certainly qualifies for the round of 16. That's the prize. In the expanded 48-team World Cup format, the top 2 teams from each group advance automatically, along with the best third-placed teams. Australia controls its own destiny. Beat Paraguay or draw with them, and the Socceroos are very likely through to the knockout stages, repeating their achievement from Qatar 4 years ago, when they reached the round of 16 before being knocked out by eventual champions Argentina. There's reason for genuine optimism heading into the Paraguay match. First, Australia has already shown against Turkey that this team can produce big performances against quality opposition. The 2-0 win over Turkey wasn't a fluke. It was a disciplined, well-organized, clinical display. If the Socceroos play like that against Paraguay, they'll be in a strong position. Second, the second-half improvement against the USA showed character. Going 2-0 down to the tournament, co-hosts in front of a hostile crowd could have broken a young team. Instead, Australia steadied, improved, and finished the game competing. That resilience matters. Third, Paraguay are beatable. They're a solid, organized South American side, but they're not in the class of the United States. They've lost their opening games and will be desperate, which makes them dangerous but also potentially open and vulnerable. If Australia plays with the same composure it showed against Turkey, coach Tony Popovic, who recently signed a contract extension through to the 2027 Asian Cup, has built a team that plays without fear. The squad is young 10 World Cup debutants started against Turkey. Players like teenage forward Nestori Irankunda, who scored against Turkey, and goalkeeper Patrick Beach, who was outstanding in that opening match, represent the future of Australian football. This World Cup is their stage. There's a bigger story here about where Australian football is heading. For years, the Socceroos relied on a golden generation. Players like Tim Cahill, Mark Schwarzer, Harry Kewell who carried Australian football through multiple World Cups. When that generation retired, there were genuine fears that Australian football would decline, that the talent pipeline wasn't strong enough to replace them. This World Cup is answering those fears. A new generation, younger, more diverse. Many of them playing in strong European leagues, is stepping up. Win or lose against Paraguay, the experience these young players are gaining on the world's biggest stage will pay dividends for years to come, through to the 2027 Asian Cup on home soil and the 2030 World Cup beyond. But all of that is for later. Right now, the focus is on Friday. Beat Paraguay or draw, and Australia is through. It's that simple. And after the way they beat Turkey, there's every reason to believe they can do it. Will you be watching the Paraguay match on Friday at noon? Do you think the Socceroos can get the result they need? Drop it in the comments and let's get behind the boys for one more push. Like and subscribe for more Australian news explained simply. Come on Aussie. See you next time.